All right. Megavada, my friends, my name is Gilran and Harma, and welcome to something I am trying out. Welcome to Painting VR. Now, I actually have hands I can move around a little bit. So, I'm going to see if this can work, just because I have spent the entire day editing a Slime Rancher video for tomorrow. The program I was using was called Clipchamp. And, well, suffice to say, something went wrong. It got about 3/4 of the way, then would freeze. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I couldn't figure out how to get the program to work without apparently scrapping the whole thing and redoing it all over again. So, Slime Rancher is going to be a little bit delayed for tomorrow. I will actively try to get that up and running as soon as I can. And I needed a good calm down, so I'm going to try to paint something. And we're going to see how this works and how to get it uploaded to YouTube. So we will see what we can do. Oh, I can make a little bit of a heart. Yee, I love you guys. And I found out they'd added something this to Painting VR. It's been a little while since I've been in Painting VR, and I found this, and I was like, what the heck is this? So I just tippy-tapped black here, and then what I did was I touched it to the canvas, and it does this. And I'm like, I didn't know what it was called. I was like, I love you. You're going to be my new best friend. This is really stinking pretty. This thing is called the Ice Brush. Oh, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. I did, when you do a new painting, you can get these activity, or what do they call these? Creativity booster or something like that. So we're going to start out with putting that away. And also, one of the brushes that they got into this game was this kooky looking thing. Now, let me tap it with blue and show you what this thing does. This can drag across the canvas for a nice squiggle effect is what I call it. But we're just going to set him down for a minute and try to figure out how I want to go about this. Now, let's see. Yep, don't eat your paintbrushes, kids. Luckily, the best thing I love about Painting VR is I don't like mess. I don't like cleaning up the floors. I don't like cleaning up the paint supplies. I don't like all the fumes. This is a nice way to go about getting painting done without it's a nice way to get painting done without having any mess. Now let's do not a smudge, not a mix, and we'll see what this does. I just loaded up Painting VR today, and I saw this palette knife thing. So what do you do? Ooh, that's actually kind of cool. No, let's undo that. There we go. That's cool. I can utilize that for later. You stay. I want you. And let's start with the rainbow brush. Or at least the rainbow paint. No smudge, no mix. So what I'm going to try to do is we're going to start on this one. Now, I don't smudge up the darn thing. And my hand is not very steady for this sort of thing, so as Bob Ross says, there are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. I'm just going to outline this. Ooh, I have an idea in a second. It's going to be a really interesting idea if I can pull it off in a minute. Oops. All right, slightly go back. Whoop. No, I don't need an extra dot there. I want to start from here. And we're just going to go follow this design. And then I have an idea with that crystal ice brush. Whoop. And through blue. Wait and wait. There we go. There. Now we're going to start with that. And then I'm going to take this dip it in the ooh, that's cool. Now, if I start from, let's see, what are the settings on this thing? Yeah, let's just leave it as is, because this is going to look cool. So if I follow it upwards. Oh, I like it. Oh, this is going to be so fun. And I love this ever-changing rainbow paint because it allows you to do some very unique designs. And instead of me having to spend hours with one of these tiny brushes filling these in, this ice brush does this for you. And I think that is the most awesomest thing. So if I start from here and branch outwards, oh, I like this. This is going to look really cool. Ooh, this leads itself to a very unique design, and I'm here for it. Oh, that is so cool. And you get the branches to kind of mix with each other with the various different colors. Huh. I think I'd call this, so far, Life in Color and Motion. And I like it. Also kind of makes me think of... Ooh, I've got an idea in a second that I'll try out if I get it through red and go up this way. I really like this, and I'm going to fill this in here with a little bit of... It's like, oh, leaving space is not a bad thing. I get that, but for me, I want to fill in these areas with the little branches because it makes it look unique. And I think of like kelp going upwards, which is a really nice design, and I always think of myself as a siren who can't swim. So, this sort of gentle kelp design is really pretty. And the fact that you have all these various different colors lends itself to a very eye-catching piece because you have, like, sure, you have this line here. Ooh, okay, don't want to smudge with my hand. I thought I turned that off. Well, let's just make sure we turn that off, please. Can paint. No. No. There we go. Okay. The painting's fine. The painting's safe. I lost my train of thought slightly, but that's a-okay. Now, if I brush in some other colors there, this ice brush thing is just gorgeous. I love this because you can layer on like a forest almost, and that is really pretty. But yeah, Slime Rancher is going to be a little delayed, but I am going to be actively trying to get that edited for episode 9 coming up. Which I had a lot of fun recording episode 9, 10, and 11, and I just have to get them edited. Now, if I add in some branches here... Ooh, I had like a squiffle. Like that. Ooh, okay, that's cool. Now, if I just do a hair of a brush there... And the fact is, if it goes outside of it, I don't mind that either, because what's the fun in painting outside the line? Or what's the fun of painting inside the lines, I should say. Now that's cool. I like the myriad of colors. Then, what am I going to do for you? Oh, I could do the opposite. Paint black. And let's see what else I can do with this. It's all the way there, but let's increase the curliness and see what that does. Ooh, okay. That's cool. Oh, I like this duality. Bright in colors, very reserved. Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot. And I'm actually standing while I'm trying to do this, so let's just hope I don't fall over. I love this brush. Now, I've used Painting VR for quite a while, but this little tool, I think, is one of their better ones that they've come up with so far. I'm not sure when this brush was implemented, but I like the way this looks. And it's like, oh, why don't you just spend time curly cueing it yourself? This would take me hours, and I'm not sure how I'd be able to edit this video down, but I like this contrast. Like I said, the brighten colors and the more monotone on the side. Now with this one, I don't mind leaving as much space because that lends itself to the whoops, no, not there. That lends itself to simplicity. And I think it looks kind of cool. And I could try to thicken up the border, so let's utilize you in the black. And then what we would do is just, I mean, the thin line's fine, but I'd want a little thicker. Just to give it that more definitiveness. And it's like, well, you're painting over some of the work you just did. I'm like, well, that isn't a problem. Because I think that looks cooler. Now, it's not everybody's stylistic choice, but art is up to the person who is in control of the paintbrush. And I slowed down talking because it's like, I don't want to mess up that one particular line. Oh, there. No, this piece could be handled a little easier here. Nope. Okay. This is proving to be just a tad kerfuffly. Now, if I could get that on this side, that might help. Oh well, it's fine. There. No, I have to blend it to make it look together. There we go. Or do I like it more in the simplistic setting? Let's go back. Okay, maybe the softer border is not a bad idea. So then what I could do, I could take you along the, this would look cool. Actually, if I do this and skiffle the branches, I like that better. Skiffle the branches along the outside. This looks cooler. Because it continues with the theme. Ooh, no, that one could have been handled better. So let's actually go from here down. I like this. This is cool. And instead of a thicker border or just the thin border, I'd say this is pretty good. And follow around. Ooh, I like it. And then, let's see, what could I do in the middle? Ooh, maybe if I do something like this, and then do this one, and I branch this out from here. Oh, that's cute! I had no intention for it to do this, but that was really cool. I like that. Whoa, Now I could do something minuscule in between, perchance. So, let's put you. What happens if I do this? What did that do? Oh, it just turned it purple? Usually this takes the color out of things, but it just turned it purple. Now, how did it do that? I have no idea. Let's put you back, and do I want to use you in between? No, I don't want to use you. Maybe we can utilize this in a soft blue. And let's not go smudge, and let's not go mix. What kind of thing does this brush do again? Ooh, no, that's not going to be what I need. I need, no. Let's leave it like that. Okay, that is not the brush I want to go for. let's see, what do you do? Let's go purple. And let's turn down the smudge and the mix. Because this is a tool I usually use to smudge on things. Maybe. Because then what I can do is go down from thick, go up to smudge, and then blend it with the white. Because I want some color in between for like a background. The one thing with the creative boost is it doesn't really give you the ability to do a background first and foremost, but you do have the ability to kind of try to add some in, and that lends to some technical skills, which is how well can you keep what you've made with the ability to add in some color in other instances. At least that's how I think of it. Because what I have to try to do is blend color in and around the paintings that I want to keep, while trying to give an air of my brain died while I was trying to say that, but let's see. Let's bring down the smudge, bring back that. Then what I can do is add in a stripe. Whoa! What did I just do? Oh, I needed to add purple to it. I'm a dummy. Okay, let's do that. Put purple back on the brush. Put that there. Let's put some purple in here. I like the color blue more, but purple just seems to lend itself more to this piece at the moment. So if I do it like this, blend the purple in here, add in some extra spets around, bring in some purple here, and then what I can do is re-switch up and then blend. Now I like blending just because it feels it just feels fun. Actually, I want to make sure where I'm at in my room, just so I'm a little bit more in line with the painting. And just blend it down. Now if I can get some more white in there, that would be cool, but I make do. Huh, somehow I mixed in black from this. Well, I'll make do. That works. Woo! Gotta be careful. Don't want to be too rough with it. And just blend in. Ooh, okay. Not a bad effect there. If some of the branches get mixed in, that's not too bad. And then it makes for a nice, pretty color. And then we'll go down here, blend in the purple here. Now it's like, oh, why didn't you just cover the whole thing in paint first and then redo the activity booster on the top of it? Well, you could do that, but inspiration just hits you as it comes. So it's one of those instances of, well, okay. You just... Because I deal more in abstract than practicality, as such by this piece. This is abstract all carpuffles. Let's see if I can bring in some more purple just over this. And it lends itself to, especially with dealing with abstract, you aren't really set to one way of doing things. You just let your mind go and go from there. Now, I could use a thinner brush to get in on some of these little extra areas, but I'm not going for like a whole complete coverage. I just wanted to add in some color so that it wasn't just completely miffed. Dun, 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 dun. And then I can pull the purple, because what I have the ability to do is pull and get a nice unique color, like this soft, because I mean that's purple. This is like a soft violet of sorts, I think. And then now we work over here and bring in the white and purple on this side. Now I could add in hints of blue if I want to, but I still think in this instance purple is just a nice balanced out color. And then we just go down here like that, pull a little bit of the purple this way to try to get them to blend together, blend on the bottom of the canvas, because it looks like two different ways for life to sprout, but they've come together in like a mutual shared space, or like two individuals, one who has been through a lot and they have a more reserved view of the world versus a very impactful, colorful, well-lived individual or something like that. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. Now if I bring in some white and a little bit of color like this, oh, that lends itself to a very nice color. I like that. That's kind of cool. And then if I try to, because what I can do is bring in a little bit of other color if I can. Because I could douse in some white to some of these areas. I don't necessarily have to. Let's say go back to purple. And then just blend upwards like this. Also, I think something that might subconsciously have hit me with this is, I'm trying to remember if it's Nightwish or Evanescence, Imaginary, My Purple Skies Fly Over Me. I think that's why sometimes in like paintings like this, I like using purple. Now, I was trying to figure out how to import a picture that I made so that I could make it a little bit better, because I was at work and I was just kind of like doodling and I wanted to make it better, but I don't know how to go about importing it just yet, so I'll have to figure out how to do that later. But let's do this. Imaginary. I think that's Nightwish, but I'm not 100% certain. Then let's blend up this way a little and try to bring in some of this pink downwards for like a tornado, maybe. And then if I want to add in a little bit of, I could do a little bit of, if I add in a little bit of blue in certain instances, like we'll add it here and down here, just a tad like that, and then I take this one and I do this and bring this one up to smudge. Let's see. And then I just blend this in like this. Now sometimes I like using the this brush just because it gives you more of a these sort of cloud effects to me, but this you can utilize for like wind currents. At least that's what I think. And then where's the blue down here? And then pull the blue. We pull it like that, and then I come over here and I go from the blue and I go up, and then I pull down. Most people are like, well, you could do like so much better art if you put your mind to it. It's like, I count art in two instances. Practicality would be like taking this and recreating it, or making a cabin or a window or something like that. I just have the most amount of fun with abstract, because you just kind of let your brain go and see where it takes you. Sometimes I'll get like a practicality piece, but sometimes not. And it's just whatever my brain wants to do. Now, let me go down on the smudge, back on that. And then we go back to blue and add in some blue here, and then we'll blend it in. Go back up on the smudge. And then we just pull. And then I could pull more of the purple and blend it up like this. Now I got one of the branches in there. Ooh, I like this swirl effect, actually. It kind of reminds me of, like, wind or, like, dandelion fluff in the wind, kind of. And... ooh, I think that looks cool. Alright, and then if I blend more of the purple here, I can get more of that storm effect that I want. And I scuffle upwards. I like that. That's actually kind of cool. So we bring in more purple, and we blend it. And we blend in more of the purple and the pink. Voila! And then I could probably blend this a little bit better for this kind of like tornado effect. And if I get real close here, I can blend this a little easier like this. For that kind of like layered dynamic. Because doing this kind of gives that little bit of layered dynamic that you can't really do layers like in some painting programs, like you can put layers on layers on layers of things. I don't mind just trying to definitively stick layers into something while I am trying to blend it. And I know I'm not the best at it, but I still try my absolute best. Now, if I bring in a little bit of black, I can add like another shade dimension, I think. So if I go like this and blend this in, I can add in another layer. And then if I were to do like white here, that would give me another layer like this. But so far, I don't think this is too bad. And I like it. So then I'm going to place my brush, take you, my little thin needle nose. I like this brush for doing my signature. So let's see. Let's put down the smudge and that. Then what I can do is I usually like to find a corner of my paintings and draw my watermark. There we are. This one you go down, and that is the Elvish G, and then that's the N for Gilrian and Harma. And there we have it. Life. What did I say? Life in motion? I will work on Life in Motion is a working title. But there we have it. Whoops. There we have it, folks. One really cool painting, and I'm really proud of it. I also have to try to figure out a way that I might want to try to sell something like this. But thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, whether that is another painting video or when I can finally get Slime Rancher up and running. Well, Namarie Malonamin.